Hi everybody, it's Vlogging Johnny again, and tonight, because I'm having such a hard time figuring out what it is that I should be talking about, I figure, let's talk about inspiration. Now, inspiration can come from a number of things. Multitudes of books, you can get it from your favorite movies, music videos, music itself, any sort of genre. But one of the things that I have found is that we tend to pigeonhole ourselves in a certain kind of, I don't want to call it a demographic, but it's definitely something that we're interested in. You see, humans are multifaceted, brilliant beings because we're complicated and difficult to understand, and we make weird hand motions when we talk. With every facet of this beautiful gem that we have, we tend to think of ourselves only in maybe a couple of dimensions. We tend to pick that one defining characteristic, and then that's all we define ourselves by. For instance, I am in the medical field. It's my real job, my day job. And I know that there are some people, they define everything they do by what they do in the med field. And that's fine if you want to be a career medical practitioner, you want to be a nurse, a doctor, so on and so forth. But you are cheating yourself if that's the only thing that you pay attention to, or study, or research on. One of the things I like to do in my free time, which is growing more and more scarce, I like to choose a subject that I know nothing about, and then research it and see what I can find. For instance, I knew nothing about Tibetan throat singing. It's fascinating. I'll never be able to do it. But I now understand it. I understand the mechanics of it, the physiology, and I also understand the reason it came about. It started as meditation for prayer and kind of grew from there. The point I'm making is that we cheat ourselves as well with the type of inspiration that we pull from, in the same way that we cheat ourselves in the way that we define our character. Even artists, sadly, are guilty of pigeonholing themselves in only a certain type of genre instead of trying to progress themselves and evolve and change. It doesn't mean that you have to change your product or change yourself or essentially be a sellout. All it really means is that you find new ways to be creative and to put your creativity out there for other people to see. There are a number of vloggers and bloggers and podcasters, not really sure what the differences are, and they do themselves a disservice by only staying on certain topics. Some only talk about, nerd culture, some only talk about sports, some only talk about themselves, and I find that okay for the more entertaining characters out there, but the truth is, after a while it grows a little stale, so you have to broaden your horizons, broaden about what it is that you're talking about. For instance, one of the things that I saw while perusing the web, did you know that Fox News spent like 6 minutes of its time talking about how Mr. Rogers was the subject of a study and how it's painting him in a light that he's some kind of like entitlement monger? He's the one teaching our children how to feel entitled and that the world should be given to them and that they don't have to work. It's him. It's not the lax parents who tell them that they're special little shits who can't do no wrong. It's not the schools who have taken the authority away from the disciplinarians and the teachers and the authority figures, or the fact that we banned red pens because we're not allowed to use that bad color. It's not the fact that sports are designed to coddle athletes and make them feel entitled. Every day should be an adventure and that there is no responsibility and it doesn't matter what you do because your records are going to be expunged before you're an adult anyway. No, that has nothing to do with it. It's Mr. Rogers. Now, I'm not one to sit here and say that we should get rid of Fox News. In fact, I think everybody has a right to their own opinion. I think Fox News and ABC and CNN and everybody, there's no such thing as unbiased media, so why don't we just have all of them be biased, and then we can pick and choose and try and find the facts for ourselves. But there's a line, and they crossed it. They crossed it and grabbed him by his multicolored sweaters and shook him like an infanticide victim. I wish I was making this up. Mr. Rogers would go on television and tell everybody, you're special, no matter who you are. Fox News is painting him in a way that makes it sound like he's saying, you're entitled. The world should just give shit to you, and you don't have to work for it. Mr. Rogers did nothing but tell us that we were special despite our differences, and that we should go and learn about the world and become inspired. And that's fine if you want to be a career medical practitioner, if you want to be a nurse, a doctor, and so on and so forth. Really? You're gonna do this now? For instance, I knew nothing about Tibetan throat singing. It's fascinating. I'll never be able to do it. But and they really do themselves. do. Yeah, nice. Screw you, Fox News.